Hi, Dean Rinker at Keller Williams Realty here. Today we're going to continue our video series talking about real estate pricing. So a couple things to keep in mind here. This is often a very sensitive subject for home sellers. I know when I've sold my house, we obviously want to get top dollar for our property. So sellers want to get the most money possible. Obviously buyers want to get properties for the lowest amount possible. And ultimately buyers and sellers together determine what a property is worth. Ultimately the market, which is made up of buyers and sellers. So it doesn't really matter what a seller thinks the property is worth. Doesn't matter what the realtor thinks it's worth. Doesn't matter what a neighbor thinks it's worth. What a seller wants or needs. Ultimately the market determines value. Just the way it is. We can argue it all day long, but we can't fight it. If we do, the market will always win. So let's talk about pricing here. The rule of thumb in the industry is that if a property's been on the market for 10 days, or it's been on the market long enough to have 10 showings, whichever comes first, and if there have been no offers, the property's overpriced. Now, there's always extenuating circumstances. Work with your realtor, obviously, to see if that directly applies to your property, depending on price range, depending on market. But rule of thumb is 10 showings, 10 days on the market, whichever comes first, property's overpriced. Okay, so if a property's overpriced, what do we do about it? Well, again, we're going to talk about rules of thumb here. If there have been showings, but no offers, and again, talk to your realtor about what's the appropriate number of showings you should have had in a certain period of time. Again, that some of this is just the experience of your realtor, understanding the market, and understanding properties like yours. But let's say there have been showings, but no offers. Typically, and again, this is a rule of thumb, the property is 4 to 5% off. If it was off any less than that, you'd probably get an offer because most buyers are very comfortable making offers 1, 2, 3% less than the actual price. Some are comfortable making larger reduced offers, but rule of thumb, showings but no offers, 4 to 5% off. If you've had very low showings, very few showings, and again, talk to your realtor about what very few showings is, the property is usually off anywhere from 6 to 11% off. Now, if you've been on the market a certain period of time, and again, talk to your realtor, but been on the market, no showings, or very, very low showings, or drive-bys only, then the property is typically 12% or more off. It's important to listen to the market, and if the market's telling you via the number of showings, buyer interest, calls, that kind of thing, to your realtor, it's important to listen to the market and respond quickly. The longer a property is on the market overpriced, typically the less the seller will get for it in the end. So it's important to price the property correctly from the start, but if the high end of the price range is tested in the beginning, that's okay, but just don't go too long at too high a price, because the longer the property is on the market, the less it will ultimately sell for. Again, that's sort of a general rule of thumb. So price it right, but if not, respond to the market fairly quickly and make those appropriate adjustments. Thanks.